On Boeing, I'd just like to thank you, Jay, and we appreciate your contribution. So, if you'd like to say something, or anybody else would like to say something, never give Dave the floor. So.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to thank you all folks and helping me celebrate this event. There's nothing much I can add to it. Yeah. Thank you, Dave, for hosting this event.
Oh, you're quite welcome. Thank you. I've never heard you with so little words, Jay.
I'll say a few words for Jay. Like Dave mentioned, there are a lot of things which Jay has done for Boeing and for McDonnell Douglas. And one example came to my mind is that we had sold Saudi Airlines, which is Saudi Arabian national carrier, a bunch of MD-80s and MD-11s, I believe. MD-90s and MD-11s. So I think we get a call, our customer support gets a call from them that they have a problem. They have what they call rain in the plane. And that when the passengers sit down and the plane starts taxiing and they turn all the air conditioners on, you get all water dripping from the ducts. Condensation from the ducts which are behind the ceiling. And so they were very upset. They wanted to just send the planes back, literally, to get them completely refurbished, And because the people were complaining, passengers were complaining. And so we sent Jay there, and Jay came up with the solution. He redesigned the joints of the ducting for the air conditioning system. The joints, the joints were very stiff. So Jay came up with the flexible joints, which he implemented in a lot of the programs. And that solved the problem of rain in the plane. That was a serious problem. That's wherever there's high humidity and air conditioning, you will get condensation. And that was one of his big achievements. I think it was a sigh of relief for Boeing McDonnell Douglas at that time that we could come up with a solution so quickly for that particular problem. So Jay, that's just one example. There are a lot of examples that way which he has helped us over the years, and I think we'll sorely miss him. Jay, good luck.
I like to say something about my husband. We've been married for almost 45 years, and he's a very loving husband, and I'm very, very proud of him, what he has accomplished. And I think it's true what they say, that behind successful men, it's almost a moment in time.
Get that credit.
I came late, so I didn't get time to make a big few, but I got to know Jay not 37 years ago. I also work at Boeing, but I got to know him more like about 2004, 2005 time frame, when he was attending some tech fellow meetings. By the way, I'm also a tech fellow, but he is, in my opinion, a senior tech fellow, frankly. I mean, even though he didn't get that officially, but when you read all of those credentials that you read before, right? And I have seen his package. Okay? I know what his package is. He is actually a senior tech fellow, frankly, in my opinion. Anyway, my involvement with Jay has been more kind of on the peripheral side, not necessarily from the Boeing side, but more from the ACI side, which is the American Society of Engineers of Indian origin. And Jay has been very, very active, extremely active, and he was one of the founders for the SoCal chapter. And so when I was the chair for the convention in 2006, I could see Jay taking the charge of the technical activities. And that's where I could see the perfection, So when somebody said Jay is a perfectionist, he is. certainly one of the professionals. He would go to the umpteen, count the details, follow the process, tell all the session chairmen what they're supposed to do, how they're supposed to review the papers, how they're supposed to introduce the speakers, and then stick to the time. So when it comes to the perfectionism, I can vouch for that. So Jay, of course, lots of other accomplishments that people already have read about you, and so I'm not going to say any more on that. Only thing I can say, I underline all of those things, plus more, which is coming from the ACI side that I have seen personally. Thank you.
I want to say a few words about my good friend Jay. I didn't work with him technically or professionally, and we know about Jay, just looking at Boeing news, every week or every month or something or other we see his accomplishments. So I don't want everybody to touch base on his accomplishments. But I met him maybe like 15-20 years back, right around the time. And I've seen him and Mrudula too. It seems like something is, something tells me that he is a fantastic person. He's a good person, and so I told my wife, we've got to stick to this good person. In the life, there are so many people who come in life, but only very rarely you come across a person of his caliber that you feel like, hey, we can't leave him. We got to hold him. God gave us that a good person to be acquainted. So just hold him, and we are so happy, me and Prema, to know both Jay and Mrudula. Thank you very much for all the friendship, and looking forward to more time.
By the way, guys, retirement doesn't end.
That's right.
It's the beginning, not the end.
It's the beginning.
I have to, everything what you have said, there's very little left to say about Jay. But I'm a talker, I can talk for a long time.
We got
Write a book on him now. Major thing, I knew him when he was an MD-11, and we were in different buildings, but we came across our ways. Michael Johnson was there, we worked a monthly group, and everybody, with the DER there. And later on, when I was in 717 program in building 83, Jay's office was on the second floor. I was down there. And we'll come across and he'll meet, and he knows what I'm doing, some others were doing. And he says, guys, why don't you apply for technical fellowship? I said, who has time for all that? Who wants to go through all this? But what I wanted to say, he is a motivator, he is helpful, he is a mentor because he offered his mentorship. So I started calling him Guru, because mentor to me was a guru, and even today I call him the Guru of Gurus, so I call him Mahaguru, Every time we meet him, I says, he is a teacher and he is very, very helpful. He not only mentored me to become an ATF, I was almost ready to be a TF. He said, Josh, you can do it. But towards the end, I gave up and took retirement and came to the easy life at FAA. So, but thank you, Jay, for everything you have done to make a difference in my life. And during that process, we created great friendship, our family friendship. We also used to hang out for lunch a lot, lunch bunch people called them, and we talked technical subjects as well as other things, and we really had great time. Thank you.
We used to call you, I remember, CLO.
We are the chief lunch officer, CLO.
So, sorry. I know him since last 4 years. He's my son Anand is married to his daughter, and that's how I know him. I did not know much about Boeing or anything, but this 3-4 years of contact, I could describe him in 3 sentences. He's very intelligent, meticulous, and I could consider him Albert Einstein. His heart and philosophy is going towards Mahatma Gandhi, who was the father of the nation India, and his caring, loving towards the children and the friends and the family is like Mother Teresa. So thank you for being our here.
We are very privileged to have you in our family.
One thing we do have with us. Yes, I'm sorry.
Dad, Anand and I are so proud of you. We hope to sit with you one day and hear about your accomplishments. Because we haven't heard much, but after hearing your list, we'd like to know a lot more. So one day when you have time, we'll all sit together with you.
And we want you to write it down, everything. So after 5-10 years.
Known Jay for a very, very long time back when he was, you know, when I was originally a
I think
young
we were
engineer.
hired around the same time.
Yeah, young engineer. Jay sat, producibility sat between non-metallics and metallics. Somehow they kept the two from warring. So I've known him since then, and he and I and Scott Campbell worked on a variety of projects, things like the MD-11 PSUs, that's the passenger service units that go above your head, and Jay was instrumental in the design on the MD-11 PSUs, so the things the passengers saw and touched, and had a great time with that, and it's always been a pleasure, and always been very keen and aware of the great accomplishments and his excellent innovation in the systems of ducting, which, you know, it's not real glamorous, it's not the, you know, the big glamorous stuff, but it's the important stuff, the guts of an airplane that really make things work and make things go. And so Jay, on behalf of Scott Campbell and I, congratulations for a long and healthy retirement.